Hello, 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 my lovely people. Hola, 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 mi gente hermosa. On the studios, Zoila Garman. And today I'm gonna be interviewing a maximum power mentality man, coach and entrepreneur, Erasmus, Ricardo Erasmus. Hey.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good, man. Thank you.
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. Things going well. Just beautiful weather.
It's a beautiful. It's sunny. Sun always helps, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is helping today, and we feel really blessed to have you here, Ricardo.
It's good to be here.
Ricardo, I know that you have a lot of things to share with us today. And I'm really excited that you're here, because the reason why I'm here is because you are here.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And we know what we're talking about, and we will gonna be expanding a little bit more. But now, Ricardo, I want you to explain or to tell to our audience who you are and what do you do.
Yeah. So Ricardo, originally from Cape Town, South Africa, but I've been in Wales now for 16 years. I'm a transformational life coach, youth mentor, TEDx motivational speaker, and I'm the founder of Paradigm Shift Academy coaching and mentoring business.
Boom. I want, he is so humble. He is like, yeah, I am this and that, TEDx speaker, Paradigm Shift, and the book that's coming along.
Yes, the book is still in the process. The more I write on the book, and the more I do everyday kind of practical stuff with youth and people, the more I'm gaining more information. Yeah. So the book is there, but also I've got so much stuff that, and I was saying to my wife the other day, is like, by April, April's already gone. I should have already by now just put it out there.
Yeah,
but
it's taking your sweet time, is it?
Yes. And the thing is once you put it out in the public domain, it is there.
It is out there. You can't edit it once it's out.
Exactly. So I'm just taking just a little bit more time. Yeah. But the book is definitely, most of the stuff is already done in the book. So that book will be out soon.
Any spoilers? That is not spoilers. Something that you can share with us.
Yeah. So the book is entitled The Shift. Mentorship for young minds. So it's all about youth practitioners as parents, teachers, coaches, social workers, anyone who works in with young people. But also I'm using the whole book as my own story of different chapters and people that have helped me. So moving me from mentee to mentor. And so everybody that I'm journeying with, I want them to become mentors as well. So that I'm not going to tell you too stuff about all that stuff.
No spoilers.
That's it.
Awesome. So I know as well of something else that you haven't mentioned that you are into. I'm going to give you the opportunity. Go for it.
For what is this now?
A podcast.
Oh, yes.
I saw it. I watched it.
The
it's
podcast
interesting.
started last week. Yeah. And this week I'm having Paul on the show. Yeah, it's just that, like with you as well, everything that we do, it is to empower, it is to motivate, to inspire people. And so I'm just thinking okay, using the radio, using podcast, the book, the stuff that I'm doing. So I'm going to have, I don't know if you know Andrew Jenkins, who was on The Traitors.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. No way.
Yeah.
He's going to be with us on... in 3 weeks? Andrew Jenkins.
Next week he's going to be on. Then also Charlotte, that was also in the Traitors.
In The Traitors,
She's coming as well. So.
Amazing. He hasn't told me.
Yeah. So
I met Andrew a couple of days ago, and he's an amazing person.
Yeah, he's a very good
person. Very approachable, and it's just the next level type of thing.
That's right.
And, we are excited as well. And as I am talking to you, you see me looking at the mobile phone. I'm not trying to ignor you. You know what's going on here.
I know.
There is a hiccup going everywhere here, because we're supposed to be broadcasting live on our YouTube channel. So I don't know how we're going to do this, brother, but you have to be included. Okay. There we go. and one of the softwares didn't work.
Okay.
And that's what we are doing now. We are using the plan B because plan A wasn't working.
Tell it.
But I don't want people to miss any of our journey of our talks here, because I know you're gonna bless many people. Ricardo, tell me something that you from where you were a child, right? That you remember today that can or that have affected you to become the one that you are today.
Wow, good question. I remember I was playing in Cape Town, where I'm from.
Yeah.
We would play lots of football in the street.
Yeah.
For people in America, it's soccer. You know, but for us, it's football. Played football in the street.
Yeah.
And I live about 10, 15 minutes away from Cape Town International Airport.
Yeah.
So literally in my community, you could actually see the plane. You could see the number underneath the plane.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how low it was.
Yeah.
And one day as I was playing football, it's almost like my ears popped open because I could hear the plane like clearly. And some of my friends were like, "What's wrong with you?" And I said, "I'm going to go overseas.
Yeah.
One day I'm going to go overseas."
Right.
And they were like...
So you saw yourself.
Yes.
You saw the future.
I saw the future.
Powerful.
But for them, it's kind of like, man, planes go over every day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I could...
Like, what's new?
What's new? What's new?
Yeah.
So when I heard that, I was like, man, I could hear this clearly. And that was the time where I was like, you know what? I want to go overseas. And then
I want to do this.
I want to do this. And I am overseas.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so empowering. So that's one of the things, vision.
Yes.
Because many times we see things, and because they are so crazy, so different to the things that we normally, live on the now, on the present, right? We think we are going crazy, or we think, no, that's not going to happen. And that's what put our, purpose a bit behind, because we don't believe those things can happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah. Because it is that thing, isn't it? Like visualizing and but it's also about knowing what is it that you have, is discovering
Definitely.
what's your gift, what's your purpose, what's the assignment.
Yeah.
And
what's your light?
Yes, exactly. What is your light? And because I knew I came from a house where there's lots of encouragement, my mother encouraging in people in the community, so I knew what it felt like for people to come in and go away being like, hey, I'm empowered.
Yeah.
And so I knew growing up in that environment that I wanted to be somebody that will inspire people.
Hold on. You always knew that you were built for more.
Yeah.
Then, do you know, this pattern, and I... Hold on, just a second. This is something that I wanted to discuss with you, because normally, and it's written in some studies, psychology studies, I read about that a lot. And normally, people who feel that they are built for more, they are normally the weirdo in the community. They are the different duckling. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you were the different duckling where you were growing up?
Yes.
The crazy one.
The crazy one, because the only time it was crazy for the people that thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
It was they haven't discovered who they were.
Yeah.
So now you come and you talk about being overseas. You even haven't moved 2 hours away from home.
Yeah.
So how can you talk about going overseas? And so from their perspective, they like, that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
But because they haven't discovered who they are, they look to you or to me through their lens.
Yeah.
Because I haven't.
Because they measure what you were doing through their understanding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that, for me, I think it took me 5 years before I came to Wales. 5 years of delays.
Yeah.
5 years of delays.
Because you were doubting it as well, because of the environment you were.
Exactly.
Right.
So 5 years delayed, but not denied.
Right. But then you got it.
I got it.
You got there at the end.
Exactly.
5 years is a long time, eh?
5 years is a long time, but it's like, it's just delayed. The sooner you discover who you are, it's almost like that movie just starts playing again.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're stuck, I think life is, for me, if you are stuck, you're just in a place of pause. Like, it's just a pause.
Yeah.
And then when you discover, oh, this is who I am, it's kind of like it just continues. Yeah.
Nicely. So what made you then turn around? Because you said you lasted 5 years. then at some point there's something that kick in on you
Yeah.
that make you think, oh no, that's not the way, I'm gonna turn around and this is what's gonna happen. What was the point where you remember you turned around?
Yeah, when I was 10 years old, my father left us when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
In Cape Town, there's about 65% of fatherlessness.
Man, that's a lot.
It's a lot. So most of our young men find themselves, and girls,
Without.
find themselves in prison.
In prison.
Because of fatherlessness.
Yeah, the lack of that.
Exactly. So for me, it was when I was back home, I said to myself that, what do you want to be known for? And are you going to be a different statistic?
Yeah.
Are you going to be part of the 65?
Yeah.
65%, or are you going to be that 1% in the same situation, but touch many lives through, I didn't want it to be that person when I say, oh, he's also in prison because his dad left.
Yeah.
So for me, most of my change happens when I saw the negative.
Right.
So it's like the negatives are there, but instead of the negatives dragging me down, is using the negatives to shift it into a positive, and then become a catalyst for other people to say, you know what, his dad left, but look at where he's at.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of shift for me.
Yeah.
Through all the trials and storms and tribulations and whatever you want to call that kind of, in the
experiences,
you're in the trenches of life and you don't know if you're going to make it. For me, it's like I look at through the lens of what's the possibility? What's the possibility if I change?
Do you ever believe that you can make it?
Yeah.
Did you doubt actually? Because you lasted 5 years. What was your doubt?
The doubt came from, like you were saying about, it's the lens of other people, and sometimes we don't even know that we are people pleasers. No. Without knowing.
Completely agree.
So for me, it is like I was pleasing people without me saying I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah.
The circumstances in life.
You were just doing what other people were doing. Yeah. And then you were caught in this circle, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So it was there because at least you know what is it you want to change, how do you want to show up in the world, and that was the thing. There's more. And so I was thinking, okay, after that 5 years, I've given this situation, the circumstances, too much chance, but it has caused me to delay. And I said, you know what? I'm going to push the boat out now. Let's see what happens, because I already know if I don't do it, it's going to be 6 years, 7 years,
definitely
8 years.
Yeah.
So when I pushed the boat out, I was like, people started seeing me then. I was like, okay, it's like my gift is making room for me.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to please people anymore. It just comes to me.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it's looking at the negative from the lens of positivity. That's why paradigm shift means the way you think, your viewpoint, your worldview is how if you shift that thing.
Awesome.
Boom, it's game changer.
Awesome. Talk to me about paradigm shift. How was that your baby? I mean, how did that burn into your mind, your spirit, your purpose? How was that?
Yeah, like even for most of us, I mean, even for you as well, like your journey is also amazing. You need to come on my show as well, so you can tell your journey.
Yeah, fire.
You know what I mean? It's really, it's really good.
Yeah.
So it is you reinvent.
Yeah.
You keep reinventing yourself.
The wheel.
You know what I mean? Reinventing the wheel based on what you have.
Definitely.
So I got made redundant about 4 years ago. 4 years ago, got made redundant, and it was a tough time. I was still in COVID.
Yeah.
So I was like so disheartened, disappointed at all the stuff that people do. And I said to myself, I don't want to work for people anymore. Because somebody can come in one day in the office and say, you out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, I didn't like that. For 2 years.
I'm sorry, but you're out.
Yeah,
especially when you need it the most.
Yeah, they did it. They did a Lord Sugar on me. Lord Sugar would say, it is with regret, but you are fired.
You're fired.
Yeah, exactly.
And your face of what?
Yeah.
Didn't expect that.
Exactly. And you can't even
sad
say
music on the background.
Yeah, you can't say anything about it because it's like that's where it's at.
Yeah.
But it was in that I looked at it not as a crisis.
Yeah.
But it was a crisis. But what's the opportunity within the crisis?
Yeah.
So when you reinvent yourself, you look at, okay, what is it that I have?
Yeah.
I can encourage and inspire people. I can bring the best out of people. okay, I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to start my own business. And what I did, it was crazy because I got a car and then I just put my logo. I asked a friend of mine.
Do you know what's funny? Because I know you when you were working for this organization.
Yeah.
And then I know you afterwards as well. Like
yeah.
I saw the process. I didn't know much about it.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? When you see the things from the outside.
Yeah.
But then from the beginning I met you doing that work, I thought from the very first beginning you have a power. And I imagined you as I really thought that you were freelancer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
As in you were doing that for the organization, but I thought you were freelancing.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought you were so successful
okay.
that it wasn't the company hiring you,
I
but you
see.
were doing it on your own.
Oh, okay.
Which
I
is
see.
funny because that kind of pushed you.
Yes. It kind
The
of
desperation.
the desperation, and it's also kind of like, I mean, why it's called Paradigm Shift. 2014, I made my first song, Paradigm Shift.
Yeah.
I heard the word paradigm shift in my head, but I didn't know what paradigm shift was.
Paradigm shift.
Until I kind
Shift,
of like,
shift.
when I kind of like, and Mac, in fact, I'm seeing Mac tomorrow.
Yeah.
He just produced a beat, and from that time,
You mean
Paradigm
Mac Hexy? Or
Mac,
Mark
Mac Mizzle, he used to be
Oh, right.
friends with Femi.
Right.
You know, the
I know.
producer.
Yeah, I know.
Mac, the producer.
I think we were going to record a song a long time ago, Paradigm Shift.
Exactly. And there was, so with him, it's this thing about paradigm shift. And I was thinking, like, my life is about paradigm shift. It is about where I come from.
Yeah.
And how things had to shift constantly.
In
for
order,
me, to be where I am today.
Yeah. Fantastic. So you applied the same thing you applied when you were a kid, because I can see a pattern here.
Yeah.
Like you applied the same struggles result. Let me explain a bit more. It's like you knew how to get out of the stressful situation to the best of your abilities to create something that wasn't planned.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm hearing?
100%. 100%. It's a skill that
You developed.
that I developed because Mitchell's Plain, Beacon Valley, where I grew up, every day is trial after trial.
Yeah.
So you either laugh about it or you cry about
Or
it.
you cry about it.
You know? So the perspective is...
Either you make it or break it.
So every day there's constantly like that. Somebody goes, oh, do you know what happened? And so you constantly hear about this. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to hear negativity and all these kind of stuff on a daily basis, I need to have a different lens.
Yeah,
And so I can cry with you, but I know where I'm going. Do you know what I mean?
I could be with you for some time, but you know.
Yeah, and I hope that when I move, you can also have your own kind of way, is discovering what you have.
Yeah.
And so, but from a young age, is that either you cry or you find a different way within you or people around you and just shift it. Yeah.
So I know as well that Paradigm Shift is doing really well.
Yeah.
Talk to us about what you're doing lately, as in which companies are you working for?
Yeah. I partner with the Welsh Rugby Union.
Woo!
And the Welsh Rugby Union, and with them, I'm helping, I'm coaching their coaches who's working with young people, because this is always the thing. We all want to help young people. But for me, it's always, but what about the parents? And what about the teachers? And what about the coaches that coach our kids?
Yeah, the ones that they are influenced
by. So for me, it's like, it's great that I help young people, but it's like, and I love that. But if I don't help you or the teacher, then they won't be as effective to help you.
They won't.
Do you know what I mean? So,
I know what you mean.
So Welsh Rugby Union, and I did stuff with Transport for Wales and Pembrokeshire College, Cardiff and Vale College. And then also last week I was with Cardiff City Under 18 Academy Boys. So encouraging them and to shift that mind.
That's amazing. What sort of work do you do then with them? As in, you go to a one-to-one, or you go to a networking event and then you speak to them, or what do you do?
So they come in. They would request me to come, and I have a Ubuntu leadership
Package,
workshop. Package, yes.
Yeah.
So it's leadership, and it's workshops, and it's interactive stuff, and it's using the values and the mission of a company. And then I incorporate the talk of interconnectedness, collaboration, compassion, encouragement, teamwork. What does that look like? So I take your vision, I take your values, and then I create a team spirit, a team dynamic that is greater than before I got there.
Awesome.
That's
Do
it.
you follow up after?
Yeah. Follow up is very important, I can motivate. There's difference between motivation and inspiration.
Definitely,
Motivation is just like, man, I feel pumped up. That was nice.
Yeah, and
But
it can wear
and
off.
it's just gone wear off tomorrow. But inspiration is like, I got something that I will take.
Keeps you inspired. Isn't
Keep
it?
you inspired. Come on now.
Yeah.
You
I
know
know.
how
I know.
You know how we go.
I know. I love this type of topic because I do something similar.
exactly.
And actually, we're doing something. We're partnering now with Big Ideas Wells and Business in Focus. I think I told you a long time ago.
Yeah.
We're doing a massive, really nice work around the colleges as well in College Wen, Newport, and the other one is by the Carfili Mountains, really far away. What I want to say is, we truly, I don't know you, but I imagine that's your point of view as well. I truly enjoy when you go there and you speak words of truth and they rediscover the power that they are made of. And you see the change of their mentality. Even though you can't see a mental change, you see their eyes like, that's true. I could do that. It's like you remove the veil.
Yes, come on, remove the veil.
There we go.
Remove the veil.
Remove the veil to
It
bring
is.
the oosh.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we love doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm coaching a 14-year-old boy that was when he first started with coaching, he said to me last week after 6 sessions, he says, man, I trust you, I feel like I don't normally talk to people openly.
Yeah.
He said, what? And I said, but how do you benefit from that?
Yeah.
And he said, like, even his relationships with other people is much better.
Yeah.
So it is that taking
That's
the veil
important.
off
Yeah.
and say, have you discovered this in you? Because when you speak, you say certain things constantly. Did you know that you're saying this all the time? And then they're like, oh, I didn't know. So maybe there's something in there. Because you're not even realizing you're saying it. But as a coach, we pick it up.
Yeah.
And then we bring it to the forefront and say, I'm quite curious with this.
Yeah.
And then they begin to explore in that and begin to discover that, but maybe there's something there. And because every time when they say it, they become excited, but they don't know.
Yeah.
And so it's like you're that other pair of eyes seeing things in them that they might not necessarily see. And so when you see the transformation, which takes time, at least for me, I would always say take 6 sessions with, whether it's one-to-one or group coaching, because you have to see where the shifts happen.
Yeah.
So I would always say like minimum 6 sessions to get the shift. If it's one session, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, because one is like saying hello, bye-bye. You can't follow up.
No.
And then for this type of work as well, you need, following up. You need accountability. You need to see the patterns and whether it's working or not, so that you can change things around, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't. They ask like, so what's life coaching? Life coaching, you have to experience it. You have to literally go through it and sense and feel like it's different.
Yeah.
And so but it's really good. So I'm getting lots of opportunities with. Me and Donna, we went to the Welsh, the Six Nations last week.
Nice.
And it's great just to be in the city and help.
That's really cool.
Things will change.
I know. Things are changing.
And it will
Are
change.
changing and will change for better.
Exactly.
Do you ever imagine yourself
Yeah.
partnering with this big company or going to the Six Nations or, attending to these big things?
No, sometimes we don't know the impact that we're making.
No.
Like with you.
No.
I haven't seen you in a long time, but
we catch up when we left. Yeah.
Exactly. I see the movement in you. I see it. You know what I mean? And that's encouraging because you'd be like, man, when I came to your house, I was like we were in a different place. Do you know what I mean? And so now that was the last conversation, and you think about, look at how she's
pushing.
She's pushing.
Do you know pushing, you know.
You know what I mean? So that's the encouragement that I also get from people like, say, people like you, and I always say to people, keep running your own lane. Don't look at nobody else, because somebody else
different lane.
is looking at you
for reference.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the kind of thing, like, don't look at me. Keep running your lane.
Do you know what happened a lot? And that I can see that has happened to you, because you said that you were the weirdo back in your community. I felt that way as well.
Yeah.
Many people that are meant for more are the weirdos or are the crazy people on the community, where many people will look at them as a reference, because we are always positive and trying to find solutions, trying to find things around, right? But there's always something that kind of put us off or put us down, because we are in an environment where we want to be friendly enough to be accepted, but friendly enough as well to recognize that we are different and be happy with that. But what happens is that if you are, or you dare to be different, everybody's gonna look at you and probably throw you stones, because you're the different one. You know, if you see 5 fingers and they are all equal, and they're one tiny one, then throw the stone to the tiny one, because it's different, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right.
So that's what happened to many people that are meant for more.
Yeah.
Sometimes they dim their light, kind of to adjust to the environment, when in reality, burn, man.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
I say, wow, I want to have less friends in my life. Do you know what I mean? It's like, say, when you're a bit younger in high school, you always want to be. I mean, I coach and mentor 14, 15-year-old, and they just like, I want to have mates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but your mate gossip about you all the time. I was like, yeah, but I don't care. I just want to be part of that group. Yeah. And on Snapchat, they slag each other off, but it's like, but I want to be in a group. Yeah. And I get that. The older you get, for me, the older I got, I was like thinking, oh my days, why did I have so many friends when I grew up? Because now I don't want to have. Yeah. I don't want to just have numbers. I want to have people that you run your own lane, you discover who you are, and if you need me to empower and help you, it will be based on that. But don't wait on me to give you handouts.
Go and do it. And if you need help after, you try and it yourself.
100%.
Yeah.
So I'm in that place that I was like,
yeah.
so when you're running then? When are you running?
I need friends.
You know? and that is for me, it's like, you don't have to have lots of friends. You have to have like different friends in different spaces. But I don't need lots of friends anymore, because the more you discover who you are, I can be friendly with people. But not come in my circle.
Yeah.
You know, or sit
you're
in my
friendly, but you're difficult to be a friend.
So for me, for me, it's just like
grab that.
because the thing is this, you will go on and doing amazing things. Yeah. Then you have maybe 2 people in your group that's so jealous about you. Yeah. And envious about you, and you think, but we used to hang out.
Yeah.
You know, we well, come on, we're friends.
I know.
And that's what I mean. Yeah. So it's because they haven't discovered who they are, but they want what you've got.
They want to copy who you are. That's one thing. Or they want you to copy who they are, so that you are the same.
No, I've got that thing. You know, when you go to like securities, when they put that detector, like before you come to my house, I was like, let me detect every negativity. And if you are
negativity out.
Negativity out. Make sure your car still idles, just in case you can't come in my house.
Come to my house. Make sure to leave your items out the door.
Exactly. And that is why I'm saying this, because when I started recognizing what I carry, it wasn't because there were a lot of friends around me. Yeah. It was in myself.
Because you recognize yourself.
Come on.
Because you look at the mirror. Oh, pressure.
got this.
I know, right? The
Exactly.
Here we go.
And that's where paradigm shift. I'm trying to teach people to be like, what's your values? And if your values are strong, you will make decisions based on your values.
Yeah.
So sometimes we make impulsive decisions, like it's just whatever. Particularly young people, it's kind of like teaching them emotional intelligence.
It is.
How to
100% things that we were not taught.
Exactly.
We learned the hard way.
Yes.
But thankfully, we are here, to kind of create a difference in the next generation.
100%.
I'm sure that this generation, coming generation, which we call Generation Z. Z. Yeah, I'm not sure myself. That's why I was.
Yeah.
It's Generation Z or Z. Is going to have a little bit more of emotional intelligence than what we have, because we were forced in our ages. We were forced to behave certain ways, to accept certain things, because we were taught that this is that way, cannot be changed. However, we are more open now to share our understanding who we are.
Yeah, even with your kids.
Yeah.
Your kids might disagree.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly. Disagree with you.
Don't go that way.
Yeah. Because this is what I see, even with teachers.
Don't go that way.
Teachers
Yeah.
and students.
Yeah.
When I grew up, you don't say nothing.
Oh, man.
Do you see what I mean? And yours as well.
You have that.
Exactly. You don't say
It's not
nothing.
allowed now.
It's not allowed. But it is that thing of children should be seen and not heard. So when I grew up, when because I saw this in me when my wife used to ask me, like, so how do you feel? I'm like, no, I feel nothing. Because nobody taught me how to work with my feelings and my emotions.
Yeah.
And I was, because
You learned yourself.
Yeah, how can you be emotionally intelligent if you don't understand what emotions are? So with young people, I love it when they disagree with me.
Yeah, yeah.
And in fact, I say to them, anybody disagree with you? Yeah, I disagree with you.
Yeah.
Okay, then, let's open the floor.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's kind of like teaching them how to have conflict resolution.
Yeah, yeah.
How to
find answers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rather than, listen, because I'm the coach and I tell you and
I
you know
am the
nothing.
dictator.
I am the dictator, as like, no. It is about, okay, how did you get to that? Why are you shouting? Why are you, where does that come from? Oh, because my dad is always like this, my mom is, and I was like, okay, but what's the proper way?
What happened? Yeah.
What happened? And then they're like, but I can do this. Okay, then let's talk more about that. Let's explore this.
Yeah.
And it's kind of helping them to come to that answer. But if they have values, at least values in themselves, that is the kind of thing that you can always come back to. If things don't go right, you say, okay, what's my values? And now I can make informed decisions. And that is what I love. I love it now when people disagree with me. I disagree with you. I was like,
okay, let's open the floor. Let's see what's your point of view.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not to say, listen, I'm the coach, I'm the mentor. No, it is, I'm intrigued how you get to where you get to.
And that makes sense, because only by being yourself and expressing yourself, you'll find an answer. Because if you get that or hide it and you are, scared of expressing yourself, you'll never know whether what you're thinking is right, or you can do it certain way or twist it certain way to get you better to the next level.
What was it like for you when you came to the UK?
In
terms of like where you come from, this is like some different way of growing up, different culture, different that. Then you come into a different culture. How did you find the transition?
I mean, any transition, and you will know because you went through it as well. Any transition is mind challenging. It's difficult. It's like learning again to walk. But obviously, you know that you're walking, that you're an adult, that you have the intelligence of a grown-up person, but having small steps, like baby steps.
Yeah.
Not only the culture was different, but the weather, the food, the people, the environment, the language. So you're saying it's not only the culture, but it's everything involving where you go. Even the cells, even the environment smells different. So it's like if you are a fish from sweet water, or sweet water to get you to the sea. I mean, the fish in this situation obviously is gonna die, but we are humans, we are taken from one culture to another. But it's not only the culture; it's the environment, the people that you left as well. That affects you a lot. That affected me a lot. Yeah. And because I didn't have the support, from a husband or some other people around, it was quite difficult for me to settle in.
But look at you now where you are.
Look
at where you are. And this is what I'm talking about. It's like there is now
there's a journey.
Yeah, you could easily say, you know what? I'm just gonna go back home. I'm just gonna go back to the sweet kind of sea. I'm just gonna go there.
Yeah.
But you kept, and that's the resilience that constantly is like, we got to keep pushing. We got to keep pushing. You want to have big muscles? There's going to be resistance. You have to fight against that resistance to have the nice body that you want to. But it's that resistance that says, when are you going to stop? Stop. And you're like, oh, I got to go today again.
Yeah.
No, when are you going to stop? No, I'm going to go again.
Never give up.
Never give up.
Never give up.
Exactly.
That's the sin.
Exactly. Never give up. That is where we build the muscle. That's where we build. So for me, having all these opportunities comes from I had to keep pushing. I had to never give up, because in the world that we're living in, people can replace you. They said, how much is your package? So and so. I found somebody cheaper.
Yeah, well, go.
Yeah, exactly. You can go.
Yeah.
And the thing is, even if with me, you're going to get quality. I'm not saying you're not going to get quality over there, but I know what I carry. And that person.
You guarantee your
exactly.
work.
That person that you go to better know that they got quality too. Otherwise, it's like, you'll be spending lots of money there, and it's not right, and then
you're gonna come back.
Then you have to come back. I'll wait for you. I'll save a date for you. See you next week.
That's evil.
See you next week,
Ricardo. If I want to contact you and find out more about your services, what you offer, where should I go?
So it is or the website. All the platforms are on my website, and it's www.paradigmshift.uk.com. You'll find everything on there. Podcasts, YouTube, all that stuff.
The podcast is coming as well.
Yep.
I love it. What's the intention behind the podcast?
The podcast, the intention, it's called The Shift, and it is shifting your dreams into reality.
Right.
So I'm getting people, inspirational people on there to kind of like, where did things shift for you? How did you create the shift? How can you help other people to shift? That is that whole kind of concept of just maybe even how can you shift going forward. So that's the whole thing, and then inspirational, getting that and inspire people. So
one more time, where can I contact you?
paradigmshift.uk.com.
Awesome. I can't explain fully how happy I feel to have you here.
Bless you, man.
Thank you very much for every work that you're doing in this society, and also for being my brother.
Come on, man.
And from picking up where we left. Honestly, I feel your heart. I feel your power, brother. You're with me. I am with you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Awesome.
And I'm proud of you.
My lovely people, we have reached the end of our section. Thank you very much for staying here with us. I love you. I'm sending you love, heart, and good vibe. Remember that fitness is not only for the body, but fitness for the mind. We roar together.